So for skateboarding, there's basically 3 steps that you have to do. The first step you have to do is you have to push off, then you have to put your foot back on, and get your foot back on. So basically to start off training today, I think we're just going to start with the 3 small steps and practice them separately. First thing that we're going to practice is just putting one foot on the front of the board and having one foot back here. Kind of just go back and forth just to practice your balance and just to see how it feels.
Side or side?
Are you right or left-handed, actually?
Right.
If you're right-handed, you want to put your left foot right here. Usually that's what's more comfortable. Good, I think your foot's like in a pretty good spot for it. Because that's the first step you're going to do when you push off on the skateboard. So just practice that a couple more times and try to get used to the feeling. And try to lean your weight onto your left foot and to see how that feels.
I'm gonna fall.
That's why we're on carpet. The second skill that I want you to practice is just standing on the skateboard. You want to try to have both of your feet over the screws on the board. If you practice just trying to balance when you're stationary, it's going to help you when you're actually moving. So if you want to go ahead and try that.
Maybe on this side.
Yep. Yep.
Here we go.
So if you want to practice trying to get off and get back on, just to practice your balance. I know it's really hard when you first start.
I like this foot better.
Looked like you were better getting on at that time.
Yeah,
like
like
more
my right
steady.
foot. I always feel my right foot.
You're actually riding the skateboard. You want to do the first and the second step that we just practiced together. So you want to push off and then you want to put your other foot on. And this part really requires you to make sure that you try to balance. And again, try to keep your 2 feet above those bolts. A little bit more when you start.
I kind of want to start on this side.
That's okay.
I don't really know.
People have different preferences on which foot they want to lead with. It usually depends on what hand you, what. Okay. On the last practice trial, the only thing that I think would help if you tried to space your feet out a little bit more, you kind of, I know it's hard, but when you pushed off your feet, kind of get closer together and it's harder for you to balance. So if you try to push off and then keep your feet further apart, it'll make it easier for you. So if you want to try that again. Sam, in your past couple of practices, I noticed that when you start to push off, your foot is straight like it should be, but if you just try to turn it a little bit more, that's going to help you be able to practice more when you try to go through with the ride. So try to just turn your foot a little bit more when you start. Let's see if that makes a difference.
It feels weird.
Yeah. All right, Sam, you did a really good job today. Do you have any questions for me on how you perform the skill? Okay. For next time, all I want you to do is try to visualize yourself being successful at the skill so you can do some practice like that before we meet next time. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay. The only thing that I noticed today that we can work on a little bit next time during our next practice session, when you're actually in motion, your feet are a little bit crooked and they're a little bit close together. It's really going to help for your balance when your feet are further apart. So until next time, that's what we'll practice next time. We'll practice moving, balance when we're moving, and with our feet more spaced apart, okay?
All right.
Do you have any questions?
No, we're good.
Okay.